So this franchise has given us the perfect example of what it means when we say addition by subtraction. Take away Michael Bay, and now we have, and I can't believe I'm saying this, a good Transformers movie. And with that, I'm welcome you to another episode of The Road Mentor. My goal, as always, is to enhance your movie watching experience. So Bumblebee here, we have Paramount, I guess, rebooting this franchise, which has gotten tired and stale over the years. Again, taking away Michael Bay and bringing in someone with a different point of view here. And that's, of course, Travis Knight, who did a really good job a couple years back with Kubo and the Two Strings, one of our favorite movies of that year. And I'm really glad they brought him on because they give us something different, something new, something that this franchise desperately needed, and that's heart. Now here we have Haley Stansfield, who's really good in the movie. She really was at the emotional core of this film. She did a really good job here. And she plays a character named Charlie. She's just turned 18 years old. She's having a hard time at home with family. She doesn't really get along with the family. She recently lost her father, and she hasn't really gotten over that yet and got over the hump. Not to mention dealing with the typical teenager stuff that we all dealt with at some point in time. And one day she inevitably he finds, this Volkswagen Beetle. And of course she finds out it's an alien robot, and we got Decepticons coming down trying to find Bumblebee and destroy him, and they kind of work together to try to protect themselves from them and protect the Earth ultimately. Now I really liked this film. I didn't love it, but it was really good. It was really well made, and primarily because of Travis Knight, and give credit to Paramount where they resisted the urge to give us what they've been used to for the last 10 years, however old this franchise is, and give us something completely new here in terms of gone are the days of this action. You can't really tell what's going on. This grand spectacle. This is a much smaller film. No more this stupid adolescent humor, ridiculous characters that Michael Bay brought to the screen here. This is a much smaller, intimate film focusing on the character, which I knew Travis Knight was going to do, what I was hoping he would do, and he does. It's the focus on the relationship between, of course, the girl Charlie and Bumblebee, and at that core, it really brings home a lot of heart here, and it's very heartfelt at times. And it's a very funny movie. It's a good family film. The action is well shot. You can actually see what's actually going on screen, which is, I get it, new for this franchise. But again, and the humor worked throughout. There were some moments where you roll your eyes. It was kind of cheesy, particularly some stuff in the family towards the end. But for the most part, it worked fine. It worked fine because you believe Stanfield's character. You believe that relationship between her and Bumblebee was really sweet. Again, it's a much smaller film. There is action here, of course, and it was, it's a lot of callbacks to those who grew up with Transformers, like myself. And it goes beyond just giving us the original designs from the first generation that we see in the trailers revealed that. But just little Easter eggs here and there, some that only the fans of the show will pick up on. But ultimately, again, besides some of the humor not hitting, no big deal. John Cena was the only really big problem I saw in this movie. I've never been a big fan of his as an actor anyway. I mean, I liked him in Blockers. He was funny, but it was, he has good comedic timing. But as far as more dramatic stuff, he hasn't really done it for me. And here he's just okay, I guess. But ultimately, listen, that aside, this is a fine film. It's a good, solid movie. The best Transformers movie since the first one, maybe the best one since this has come out, because again, it's a character-driven story, and that's what really hits home here, with some good, good action set pieces thrown in. Ultimately, do I recommend this movie? Yeah, I do. It's good. I mean, it's a crowded December. I'm not sure how well this is gonna do. We got Aquaman, Mary Poppins, we got Spider-Man, and so forth. So this might get lost in the shuffle. But there is, it is set up nicely for a sequel. So, we'll inevitably we probably are gonna get. I'm sure it's gonna do well enough to warrant a sequel, and I'm sure. I'm interested to see if Paramount continues this new take on this franchise, and hopefully they don't revert back to what we saw in the last terrible, horrific, garbage sequels that Michael Bay gave us. So ultimately, yeah, I do recommend this movie. It's charming, it's heartfelt, it's got some good action to it. It looks really good, it's well shot, well directed, of course. And again, if you don't get a chance to see it in the theaters, it's definitely worth checking out at home. So Bumblebee, you guys are gonna check it out. Comment, let me know what you guys thought. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.